Hello and welcome to Tampere, the most student-friendly city in Finland. I'm Karen Ahtiainen, Business Coordinator at International House Tampere. Tampere has one of the biggest student community in Finland, and there are plenty of services and support offered to students here. The students also play a big role in the city's policy making. I'm standing here at the City Centre campus, which is actually one of the 3 campuses in Tampere University. And this one is located right at the heart of the city. Let's go meet 3 international students who are currently studying here to hear more about their experience studying here in Tampere. Hello everyone, nice to meet all of you. Thanks for joining us for a short discussion. Before we go ahead, can you please introduce yourselves, starting with you?
Hi, I'm Anumita Goswami, but you can call me Anu because that's the easiest way to get integrated in the Finnish society, because Anu is a very common Finnish name. I'm a doctoral researcher in the Faculty of Information Technology and Communication. I'm researching on social media misinformation in India, and it's been 2 years I'm in the university.
I am Andrea Peña. I just started my master's in automation and robotics here in Hervanta campus, so I just arrived here at Tampere.
So, hi everyone, my name is Hieu Phum and I come from Vietnam, and I'm now studying my master program in environmental engineering at Tampere University. Yeah.
Wow, all 3 of you have very, very different and diverse study degree program. So I'm curious actually to know what made you choose to study here in Tampere.
So basically, the reason was coming here was because I really wanted to do a PhD, and I found interesting programs here. But the thing is, I had to move to Estonia before that, because it's you need to have a networking thing here or know your supervisors well enough to do a PhD program. So I moved to Estonia, then came here for exchange, where I built my network and came here. I was really fascinated with the country previously, because if you look at the Every Education Index, it's one of the top in the world, and education being taken care of by the government and things like that. And when you have so diverse programs in various universities all around Finland, it's really an attractive educational hub for me. That's the reason I came here.
What about you? You're a newbie. You came right at this cold
Yes.
winter. So what made you choose to study here? Because it's certainly not the weather for sure.
No, probably not. Actually, I was looking where to study my master's in robotics. I was looking several places, but I like the fact that they describe Tampere as a city for students. So it was quite nice. I also like the campus, Hervanta campus, where I am, all the labs, all the facilities, and the fact that everything here in Finland is like a very safe place, and you know that you can move around very easily. So that was also a reason why moving here.
So actually I made my decision coming here like from 4 years ago, when I was at the start of my university entrance. So one of my friends told me that you should go outside and study like what the world is going on. So I went on the internet and searched for some countries, and I want to focus on the environment, and suddenly like Finland appears, and I choose environmental engineering as my study, because I always want to find out like the solution to change the world and help making people like adapt to the climate change and sustainable development in the future.
So on a lighter note, I'm curious to find out what is your best experience currently while you are here studying in Tampere?
The first snow.
Ah, yes.
The first snow, I was crazy. I just went crazy in the sense that I saw snowflakes and I couldn't believe myself that it's actually snowing. And because most of us are from the tropics, I think so none of us have experienced snow in that way. So the first snow, I just put on a jacket and just went out bare feet.
Oh dear.
And like 5 minutes into it, I thought that something is not right because I can't move my hands. My hands were aching, my legs, I couldn't feel my legs. And I was like, okay, fine, there is a window in my room. That's a better position. I can make some hot chocolate and like sit there and watch it.
Just enjoy the view.
Just enjoy the view.
What about you? What was your best? What was your
Well,
experience?
actually, I thought also about first snow, but in general, I love all the lakes. I love the lakes. So just first thing I did, well, after the jet lag has passed, when I arrived, I went to this here.We, that it's very near where I live. That was the first thing I did, and just looking at such a beautiful lake and all the dogs, it was like nice. I love that. And then there goes the snow. I went with one friend from Pakistan and another from Indonesia. So the three of us, none have seen snow before. So we were like so excited also, like, oh my God, it's really snowing. And we were taking pictures and walking. We spent like 3 hours just roaming around Hervanta, very impressed and amazed from the snow. And it was great that my roommate, she uses hijab, so one snowflake like this size was trapped in her hijab. So it was like the first snowflake I have ever seen. Like, okay, so the shape of the snowflake is real. It's not just in movies. That's how they really.
You will enjoy it a lot when the lakes freeze and you can walk on them.
Yeah, I already went to also Venice and I was like, what? It's already frozen. I thought that maybe we needed to wait like until -20 for a month or something, but no, it's very easy for the lakes
But
to freeze.
just check in with the notification from the region
Yes,
where they, because
The
it's
ice have to be a certain like length.
Yeah,
for you to
I didn't walk like in the middle of the lake because I was scared. I was just like with my feet like touching in the border, like, okay, it looks frozen.
What about you? Is it also snow or
Yeah.
something different?
Yeah, I think we are all on the same track right now. And yeah, I remember the first time I saw the snow, and I and my friend had an idea of building a snowman
Oh,
like
yes.
in the movies, and we tried, but yeah, I think we will succeed with that. But even though that our snowman is not that pretty as in the movie, yeah, but it's still something like kind of life achievement for myself and for all my friends. And another things that I found interesting here is like the nature in the autumn. Like we have you have like in Finland you have like many kind of forests, and when autumn comes, the leaf change to red, and it's like very beautiful, like in some kind of love sonata. I should say. Yeah, I'm some kind of romantic people, so yeah, I really like that. So I often spend my time walking in the forest and taking pictures.
Moving to a new country, obviously, it's difficult, and the culture could be different. So was there anything like culture significant that you find is different between your culture and Finland?
there are lots of differences and there are lots of similarities as well. So if I'm talking about differences, because I come from India and it's a huge country with like different kinds of different cultures, and I have lived more or less throughout some parts of India, and I find it's really, sometimes it amazes me and sometimes I'm like so happy because I found a lot of similarities with my culture, with the Finns actually, which made me feel at home at times. Like this is the time when you feel homesick, but yeah, those things were there that made me really really not miss home. Like books, my community loves books. Finns love books too. Then it's there is this thing of matrilineal society in my ethnic community, though it's a patriarchy, but mom is the head of the family. In Finland, it's sort of like that as well. So these things made me feel at home. So for me, the differences has been that I can't be loud after 10 o'clock.
Oh, yes.
I can't be loud, and since I live in a very old apartment, so my neighbors have had come up to me, and because they have a small baby, so they said that please keep your noises down after 10. And it's strange because in India no one bothers. Like a friend of mine, she came before all this thing in summer school, and she was like, this is the kind, she was a friend from school, and she came and she said, this is the kind of quiet our head teacher was asking for back in school. She would have loved it.
Well, the quietness is also something that even in the streets you don't hear any cars passing by or anything because there's no such thing as traffic jam here. Finns are known usually for being like quiet and not approaching like on the first attempt. So that's like kind of weird for me because it's so opposite from my culture, right? In Guatemala, everybody will approach anybody just asking random questions or making these short talks.
Oh,
In
wow.
Finland, you won't find these short talks. So at first, that was like, okay, but I'm not a fan of short talks, so I was perfectly fine here. But I found it odd.
I'm living with my flatmate in a shared apartment, and he's also Finns, and I have to admit that he's a very quiet person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and another thing is I'm impressed is Finns seems to like doing sauna like very much. Yeah.
I love sauna.
That was what I'm going to ask you guys. What do you guys do when you're not studying?
I generally am a person who loves books, but yeah, when I am free, because of the situation that's right now, we are almost locked in our homes. But previously, I used to go out on Fridays, and trust me, at least for Andre, I'm saying you, Finns become really chatty on Friday nights.
Yes, they do.
The bus, the entire week, you can hear a pin drop, but on Friday, everyone is chatty, and especially on Thursday, which is the students' night, kind
I
of.
was thinking, isn't it actually Thursday?
Yeah.
For the students, if you're in the community, you go to the parties, it's always on Thursdays. And that's when, if you want to meet and talk to somebody, that's the best time.
I have had wild karaoke nights, so
Oh,
yes. But there's one particular place I fancy that's down near the river, near the fall. That's Ruby and the Fellas, and it's got amazing music, and I used to go there on Fridays, and Fridays also the museum Vapriki, I think so. At some point of time, they have a free time you can visit the entire museum. I'm not sure it's still going on or not, but at some point there was, and you apart from the special exhibit, you can like go around the entire museum. So it was really really nice. So I generally, if it's freezing like this, I'll come to the office and I'll go back home, and maybe on Friday I used to go out. But in summer it's much more fun because I have just had the bus card, boarded a bus, no destination, nothing. Saw a lot of cars around, so I assumed that it's a lake. Went there. Thankfully, I always carry my swimwear, though I don't know how to swim. That's a big disadvantage. So I just see a lot of cars. I assume there's a lake nearby. Get out, walk, and just take dips in the lake, and that's really fascinating. And saunas are the best thing, especially the whole ones.
Hervanta. So I was going to ask you, did you try that?
Yes, I love it.
I do sauna too. Well, at first I was like, why sauna? Why getting into a so hot room? Because I don't like hot. But now in winter, I get why. I understand the need for going sauna, but also I like to join any events that the university organize. Actually, I'm not in the ones you were mentioning, but another international group of Hervanta campus, and they are always making activities to join. Like I went for a hiking in Hervanta, here.We, and also I went mushroom picking once. So yeah, I walk around forest, around lakes, go to a party. These sit-sits that are famous.
Yes.
Yeah, I learned what a sit-sit is. They are quite fun. So I'm always looking for an activity to join.
For the benefit of the audience, tell them what is a sit-sit.
Well, it's a student academic party where you drink, sing, and eat. That's it.
My activities depends on the weather. So, so if it's cold, then I will stay indoor and read books, or maybe going to the library to practice pianos or reading book there. And if the weather is like nice and clear, I will maybe go outside walking and maybe having a picnic with my friends. And yeah, and sometimes I play sport with my friend also at the sport uni at school. Yeah, and yeah, that's all.
So, well, I'm not going to take up so much of the time, but before we go, I would like you to tell the audience, what kind of tips would you give to students who are planning to enroll and thinking about studying here in Tampere?
First, because I have suffered for it a lot, please read everything that the university sends you, the financial documents, everything. Please, once you are accepted, just go through everything that's been sent to you from the university email, because you have to be very careful when you're applying here for residence permit or things like that. What is the criteria and what you have to do, and feel free to contact the admissions department whenever you are stuck or you don't understand a particular thing. They'll always reply to you during the admission seasons and even afterwards. If you're coming from the tropics, don't carry extra baggage of very warm clothes. Our warm clothes don't work here. Our warm clothes don't work here. There are beautiful secondhand stores here in the city where you can easily buy warm clothes and half the original price, and they are equally good, and you're actually contributing to sustainability and sustainable. It's you, once you come here, it kind of grows on you. The city kind of grows on you. So just read everything properly, and pack enough where you can survive, and you will find that it's first few days are going to be difficult if you're moving in, but sooner or later you'll find friends and it will be a really enjoyable experience. And I think that's the beauty of the city. It's neither too big nor too small.
What about you?
Also, the documents is very, very important. You have to be very precise with whatever you hand in. Yeah, warm clothes won't work here, so just come and buy here. You'll save a lot of space in your luggage. And I will say always look for help. Here you'll always find somebody that will help you and guide you. Don't be shy to ask, because people will always be there for you. And I think all universities here in Finland offer the Finnish courses. So I think it's very important to learn at least basic Finnish, because even though I will say 90% of people here in Tampere, at least, they always speak English. I think it makes your life easier, at least going to the groceries and knowing what you're buying. Yes, learn some Finnish.
I think two of my colleagues have tell you about how to apply and what you have to notice when you apply here. So I think based on my experience, some of my friends who came here for the first time will feel homesick. So I would give a new student, if you feel homesick, then family is the best backup, and just contact them and call your parents and talk with them, chat with them, share with them like your new life here in Finland. And another thing is if you feel like too bored, you can join, like there are many events and organizations at schools and sport, and you can join their sport clubs. So it will help you like get over with the, how to say, the psychological problem or issues. Yeah, so that's how I survive here.
Well, thanks for joining us and talking to me. And well, I wish you all the best in your studies, and I hope you will continue to stay here in Tampere. Thank you.
Yes, thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.